Hello everybody. Today I want to talk about Bitcoin and the monthly break-off structure. I want to talk about some altcoins and a viewer. His name was Presh1314 wished that I talk about Hyperliquid and Zcash. This is what I will do in this video. Thank you for tuning in and let's get started. So what does this actual break structure mean? So this means that we get the same like here. You can see we went up, down, up. We broke market structure. It was here 3-day market structure. But you can see this was the overall market structure here monthly too. And now we went up, 2 candles up, 2 candles down. We broke market structure, but as for now, it can be a bad break. This means if this next candle goes up again, this was a fake break to maybe go over into something higher time frame, even though this is high time frame. Maybe this one to accumulate, distribute, go lower. I will analyze it in a minute. But as for now, I will treat this as a breakout structure because we got some good displacement coming down and we closed below the break point. Okay, so expectational order flow would be a lower high for a lower low. Okay, this is what this means. And yeah, I put a negative fib here. This is for expansions, and here we have some confluence with this low here. There's a tiny demand, but this is mainly liquidity for me. This was back in the days a pretty nice accumulation, as you can see, with the 1, 2, 3 and a lot of retests coming up here. And these points are not protected anymore because they are not Wyckoff points anymore. And yeah, so maybe, yeah, I think that we can take out this low here, and then we have some confluence here. If you look at the last expansion, I don't think that this worked out here. Let's see. Yeah, well, it was, let me make it clean. So if you take this low and this high, but technically it needs to be this here, you can see it was a pretty nice confluence here. But this suggests this is the last leg. If you take it from here to here, yeah, it front ran it, okay. But here we were way deeper in the bear market, as you can see. If you want to compare it like this is the first leg, like here. This could be this second leg, and now we can create the bottoming formation. This is what I think we are into now. And if we zoom in here, for example, on the 1 hour, you can see a local range here. This is what I have on my chart now. I don't know why it's messed up. But yeah, something like this. You can see the highs are building up. Here locally, the highs are building up. We are taking the lows. And now this is a pretty nice range that we are forming, even with this market structure continuation going over into this ranging formation. And what I would like to see, let me see if we have any thing here locally. Yeah, so got this demand here. Yeah, and if you want to call it, like, let me see on a lower time frame. Yeah, I like this as my extreme liquidity, but this is inside of the demand. I still will mark it out. So basically the idea for this trade, and this is why I really love the way my system works. So we go a bit higher and create some time displacement and maybe even mitigate this demand a bit further. You can see this is even a 30-minute order block here, like this, but it's basically the same. Mitigate it, take out this liquidity point, and then accumulate from here and go over into a higher time frame. So a higher time frame range. What does this mean? You can see we are here exactly at the range lows and we are accumulating, and this can be some sort of a P03. What this means is if we get the pop inside, either this rejects from here and we create an other model 2 point of interest and we retrace again, go up, maybe even higher, FOMO kicks in again, people FOMO in again, and this is pretty accurate if you think about this playbook, because who is bullish now? Nobody, and this is why price will go up. And how price is heading up now, I will say that upside is likely. It's all statistically and everything. Yeah, it can happen, it does not happen. Never treat an idea like it has to happen, but I see the opportunity that something like this can play out. And then what can happen is we distribute around these levels and we prepare for the next leg down. But you can see we are changing the liquidity game. If something like this plays out, we are stacking the highs, stacking the highs, stacking the highs. And here we stack the lows coming up, we take it and put our range below here for the macro bottom. Okay, so, and the monthly open often is a manipulative time zone where price really gets manipulated and one to the other side. So it would be funny to see now the monthly open push up. I think it was here on May the same. You can see here May opened and we straight went up in the first week, put in the monthly high, the 6th of May, and then we die off and went down. Okay, so, and June, let me see, June opened, went straight, went down for the first 5 days, put in the monthly low and then ranged. Okay, so is it impossible for getting the local range here? Price pushes up, puts in the monthly high in here, gets the range, August opens, push down. Okay, something like this, I think it's very likely. Okay, I don't want to jab that much. We are 8 minutes in. Okay, so talking about ETH, you can see there is some SMT going on, but still I would like something like this with a retest and then go up. I even would take this as a 2-tap if Bitcoin gets the proper confirmations, but here nothing special. Again, I think it's at least a possibility that we get the push up, maybe not till these highs, but a partial move up, and then we go down after people FOMO in again. Okay, so this is exactly the same. I think we are very near the bottom. If you trust the 4-year cycle theory, then you would wait like 3 more months to buy in, for example, in Bitcoin. But yeah, this is not how trading works. I would not buy only because it's October, but if you think, okay, price went down from 126k and is now around in discount and minus 60-65%, is this a good time to buy? I would say yes. Not financial advice, obviously, but yeah, XRP is the same, so I would look at this local range here, but you can see if this goes up now, I would say this is my extreme liquidity here and wait for a higher time frame confirmation, but there is nothing really special here. We have the world powerful demand below, and I would at least want that we retest one of these areas before I get a proper entry, maybe a macro entry. Solana could be accumulating here, so it's a pretty high time frame. I'm on the daily time frame, okay, but if we get the move up, down, maybe even take out this low, this can easily be just the low from the lower high for the lower low, okay? So something like this, we take out liquidity, go down, and that's it. I think I talked about this in the last, or one in the last video. So we had this ugly accumulation here, 1, 2, 3. We went up, took out this low, and went down, okay? And this is what easily can happen again here. So we accumulate, we go up, take out the liquidity, and go down, okay? Yeah, so let's talk about hype. I have this on my chart. So this was the previous all-time high. As you can see, pretty accurate. We retest this area. Then was the 10th of October crash. And what was pretty unique here on hype is that this was a 10th of October crash, okay? And most altcoins did not exceed this high here. But hype even pushed higher and nearly went again higher than this high here, okay? So this was an actual range that I was monitoring and trading, and the entry was a bit sketchy here, but you can see how the liquidity game changes, and on the EC you even can see it a bit more clear. So you can see the lows are building up here, okay? We get the liquidation event, we take out major liquidity, but we build liquidity back again. And in the end, it's all a liquidity game. So we take out this low here, break market structure again, locally creating liquidity, mitigating demand, going up. I was looking actually for some sort of distribution here, but price went up, never gave an entry. And now we are in kind of this range here. So what is a probability? And in the end, I don't want you guys to think only because I say X, Y, Z, this has to happen. This is all in the end, it's I DTA due to my lens, okay? I have a trading lens, I have my strategy, and from this strategy I view the markets in a certain way, and there are people that have an other system that say, yo, this thing has to go down, others say this has to break up. In the end, nobody knows, but my system gives me probabilities in one or the other direction, okay? And here we are, for me personally, in a no trading zone. Why? We are building locally here, as you can see. We are building highs, we are building lows. We have here, this is a big demand zone from here to here. I just mark it like this here. So this can easily be a demand for a higher low for a higher high, okay? Hype is very, very strong. It does not move at all with Bitcoin. And what can happen, and this is when a compression happens, and here we have our maximum time displacement. So you can see I don't want the third tab to be further away than the first tab. So let's say these are 30 bars. Here we are at 30 bars, so it basically has to happen today at 14 o'clock. So a move up here and then go down, I don't think this is a probability. So I would redraw my range like this, okay? This is confirmed, and I would like either a push up or a push down. So if we get the first move up, this either can be a free drive, or if we get a local range here, this can easily be a distribution, and then for the continuation, okay? How this pair is moving, I think this is absolutely a probability. It is something like this here. You get the manipulation, you get the aggressive move down, and then you go up again, okay? But in this case, we build liquidity again, and in this case, this can easily be just some sort of a market maker continuation model, okay? But if we don't do this, but we decide to go down, so maybe something like this, I would trade something local here, okay? A local range here, break a structure, targeting at least a new all-time high. So I think this pair is likely to continue higher. How this is heading up, how strong this pair is moving, but I want a clear move to one or the other side, okay? So this is what needs to happen for me to get involved. A deviation either of this high or this low, and when this happens, I can say what I want to trade. But as for now, this is not possible for me, but this is very bullish, and this, as I said, can easily be the lower high for a higher low for a higher high. Obviously, we can also distribute here. If you see price taking out the highs over and over again and leaving the lows, this can be a distribution, but I think the use case and everything on Hype is very, very strong. Okay, now the EC, I have some TA on this pair. So, and here on this pair, you can learn very much about market structure and how you can view the market only through the lens of market structure and not get trapped, okay? So, and obviously the liquidity game. So we have this massive base here, and there are a bit more data from the last cycle, but it does not really matter. So we have this massive base here. This is all a demand block. You can see this thing was in a bear market for like 3 years accumulating, and now we are offloading the positions here. And first of all, what you want to do is you want to look for market structure and this leg up here, okay? And as you can see, the highest time frame market structure that you have here is the 3-day market structure. And this is this low here, okay? So if you go on a 5-day or on a weekly, you can see there's no market structure due to the aggressive move. And the 2-day is market structure too, but this is not the highest time frame where this leg up is valid on, okay? So this is a 3-day market structure low. We went up, we did not distribute. What happened is we we left highs here, 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 and then we got an internal accumulation, SFPing this market structure low. We SFP'd it. As you can see, we did not even close below, it was just a wick and straight up again. Then we went up again, and if you want to look now, okay, the highest market structure from here to here, what is the highest market structure? I think it was the weekly, if I'm not mistaken. The 2 week. 2 down, 2 up, 2 down. Okay. This is the 2 week, and you can see we had multiple closes above the 2 week. And now what can happen is, if you analyze from this to this, okay, what happens after we break market structure? What usually happens? We get a lower high, a higher low for a higher high. Okay, this is just purely looking at market structure. This is easily can be the market structure that we can look, and you don't get trapped. And for this now how you can predict where this higher low can be, you obviously are looking market structure from here to here. Okay, so what it makes a bit awkward is this wick here. Okay, for example, here on a 5-day, you have this market structure here. Go up, go down, 2 up. Yeah. Now for this to be a valid market structure, I would at least you need to take out this low. Okay, this is how market structure works. So you only can confirm this high once we take out this low here. And if you think about this, is very logic. So you cannot say this is the high when we don't take out this low, because price can still do this. Okay. So we need to take out this low here to get some sort of market structure. So it's a bit difficult here, but now we zoom in a bit local here. What do I have? We had here a very clean distribution mitigating extreme demand, and now let me make it clean. And now we are going over into this ranging formation. Okay, and what oftentimes happens if you go over into ranges, for example, you are downtrending, and then this happens. Okay, for example, let me make it a bit faster. So what I want to show you guys is that we oftentimes get a fake break here, and we go over into this ranging formation. Okay, and the other way around for a distribution. Okay, fake break going over into the ranging formation. And an example for this is here, as you can see, go up, go down, go up, fake break, ranging formation. Okay, and this is what I'm looking now here. So going up from here, you can see we are breaking market structure. Obviously, to go down lower to create market structure, we need to get lower lows and higher lows. And here you can see the liquidity build up, which is very nice. I already mapped out some point of interest, but I don't really like, I did not really like the demand in the first place. Why? Because below the demand there's nothing but liquidity, and now this wick adds liquidity. Okay, So for me to get involved in this trade, I would love to get the move down, maybe even create a model one, okay? So maybe even take out this low once more for a local trade here. And this can even take out all this liquidity. But just for, how do I call it? Just for this move to be a bit more sustainable, you want some bigger range, okay? So what can happen here, we go up, we get the higher time frame fake break, and we go over into this ranging formation here, okay? Because this was a very, very aggressive wick. This take out major liquidity. We went up, and now we are creating highs again, and we still have all-time high liquidity, okay? So you don't have to fill this wick way down below. So you can look at internal market structure, what happens here, and if you see some sort of exhaustion coming down, you can easily trade this, but you want the right confirmations, okay? Don't trade because you like this pair. Don't jump in the gun. If you are spot in here, you can scale in furthermore when you see we are taking the lows, but we are not really getting the follow through to the downside. This is a sign of strength because we are not going down as we should. And here locally, I really like this ranging formation. And what also often happens, we get our local range here, and then we have here the fake break, as I said, and this goes over into a higher time frame range where the first tab had his own free tab, and then we go over into a higher time frame. This is what can happen here, and this is what you want to see. So price has the fuel for the next leg up, okay? So you get our 1, 2, 3. We leave behind this liquidity point, we go up, take out this liquidity point, and then we continue the accumulation process, okay? But I really like these two pairs. I don't remember now the name, but I will look at this range here and higher time frame range creations, because we did not broke market structure, we only SFP it, and as I often say, when you SFP and market structure, this makes other market structure point weak. We did not SFP anything, we got multiple 2 week closes above. We have all-time high liquidity, we have these highs here, locally building highs, and if we now get a proper sized accumulation somewhere in here, this easily can go again to a new all-time high. But all-time high is always a danger zone because big players want to offload their positions, okay? So keep this in mind. Thank you for tuning in. Well, we are 30 minutes deep. Yeah, for all those who are still watching, is this even helpful? 30 minutes watching this video, is it too long? Do I jab too much, and should I make the videos shorter? I would be interested in this information, so leave a comment if you want. And yeah, if you want me to do some TA on one or the other pair, comment below and I will try to make it happen. Thank you for tuning in, and see you in the next video. Stay sharp, stay grateful in the next video. Bye.